morning, everyone. I like reading, which I think I've probably made clear by the fact that I have actually read Les Mis. But going on, sometimes there are these books that I will really want to read because I like the author and I just have heard really good things about them. And so sometimes I check these books out from the library and I'm so excited. They sit on my shelf for 3 to 6 weeks if I renew them, and then I take them back and never read them. This has happened to many books, and the one I'm going to talk about today is particularly The Coldest Girl in Coldtown by Holly Black. I have checked out this book, probably 8 times now. I have not even started it any of those times. I love Holly Black. I have read her books, The Darkest Part in the Forest and The Cruel Prince, and I really enjoy her dark fairy tales, even though they're quite creepy and iffy and creepy. But I enjoy them. She's a great writer. So I actually read the short story, The Coldest Girl in Coldtown, in her collection, The Poison Eaters. So today I'm going to read The Coldest Girl in Coldtown, all in one sitting, and then tell you guys what I think about it. Okay, let's get started. Update, it is now at time 10:45. I have read 100 pages, and I am on to chapter 12 now. Wow, this is intense. This is pretty darn intense. I have not, been able to look up it. I was, gonna stop on page 100, and it's page 106, and I was like, whoa, I should probably update because, whoa, my heart is pounding. Vampires. It's scary stuff here. Okay, so I'm about halfway through chapter 22 now, and it's still pretty darn good. Yeah, it's settled down a little bit from the incredible intensity of the first 100 pages, but I'm getting to know more characters and more plot twists, and yeah, yeah. Okay, past page 300. It's still very good. The plot is thickening. The violence is increasing greatly. There's a lot of blood. I haven't really read any vampire books before, with the exception of Holly Black's short story in The Poison Eaters, also called The Coldest Girl in Coldtown. But I am thus far enjoying it. It is very well written and exciting, and the characters are fascinating and compelling. And yeah, I'm really interested to see how it ends. But I'm also kind of getting hungry, but I don't want to eat. I think I'm gonna eat, and I think I'm just gonna read while I'm eating or cooking or something. Lunch is over, and I'm gonna read the last 60, 70-ish pages of this book, and then I will let you know the 3 best things about it and the 3 things I didn't really like. Well, that's it. I finished it. So, yeah, took me I started 9:40-ish this morning, and it's 2:47 right now. Took a break for lunch and some blind me cow, but besides that, I've been reading a lot. And yeah, the coldest girl in Coldtown. So my favorite thing about it was probably the beginning. I loved that first 100 pages. It was intense, man. It's like, I didn't even know who this girl, Tana, I don't know how you say her name, Tana was. And still, I'm just like instantly pulled in, and it's like, oh my gosh, my heart was pounding. Is she gonna get out? Who's this creepy vampire dude? And why is her ex-boyfriend so creepy? All that stuff. And that was really great. My second favorite thing was the setups and the payoffs and the random details that became very important later, and yeah, it was awesome. Like, nothing happened in a scene that wasn't important. Like, something would happen, I'm like, oh, that's a weird detail, and then it wasn't so weird. It was pretty darn cool. My third favorite thing would have to be the characters. She's got some really great characters in here. Like, Tana didn't seem like someone I would really like at first, because I'm like, oh, she's this girl, she parties and does all these things that I don't agree with morally, but she was really cool. I liked seeing her progress from the beginning of the story to the end, and see her make changes and continue going after her goals even as things kind of fell apart. I also liked Gabriel, the vampire dude. He was fascinating and weird, and I liked his backstory. It was interesting. Now for three things I didn't like. This book was violent. It was very violent. There was a lot of blood and blood sucking and more blood and gory, violent deaths and descriptions. And it's not a book for kids of any shape or form or age until, I don't know. I tend to have more restrictive boundaries on books, and this is the most YA of YA, meaning my sister's not reading it till she's 18. Another thing I didn't like. Never mind, I don't think I'm gonna be able to come up with three things I didn't like, except for the content that wasn't quite as PG-13 as I prefer. Yeah, that was the only thing. Besides that, it was a very fascinating book. The characters were great. The story was good. The world was amazing. Okay, I'm gonna add one more thing I liked, because I don't have three things I didn't like. The premise was great. Like, it's set in now times, but it's not now, because there are vampires, and there are these places called Coldtowns where the vampires live, and all of the people that they've spread their vampirism to. And yeah, that was really fascinating. I love alternate realities. That's what I write, and that's what I really enjoy reading. And this was an amazing alternate reality. I guess if I was going to say one thing I didn't quite like, is that the first 100 pages were so intense that everything afterwards wasn't quite as amazing. Which isn't to say it wasn't really good, because it was all the way through. So anyhow, if you are over the age of 18, or if you are, a young adultish person who is used to reading YA books, then I highly recommend The Coldest Girl in Coldtown, as long as you don't mind vampires and blood-sucking and a lot of violence. But it's got great characters and a lot of intensity, and yeah, it was really good. Spent most of my day reading, so I guess I'm going to edit this video now and then probably do some more painting with Bob Ross. I have not read this much in a row in quite a while, though usually I am more of a binge reader than a slow reader, so I guess my last book I really read was Dog's Body by Diana Wynne Jones, which was amazing, by the way, but I'm getting off on a rabbit trail. Again, I've got here The Coldest Girl in Coldtown, a great book that is due back in the library in like 2 days, so I'm really glad I read it, finally, after all the times I've checked it out, and the probably 2 or 3 years I've been intending on reading this book. So thanks for watching, and I will see you tomorrow.